So I'm going to read Stanley's Stick, written by John Hegley and illustrated by Neal Layton. Stanley stands on Stockport Station with his stick. Stanley always carries his stick with him. You see Stanley here. Stanley's stick was once part of something tall and grand, and it will never return. But it can still be a stick as best it can. Stanley has a lot of stick activity, like pretending the stick is a whistle or a banana that is quite straight. You don't have to be great to be great. Like pretending the stick is a match to catch the world aflame. There is game after sticky game. Look, it's a dinosaur that isn't extinct. It's a Stickosaurus. Grah, says the Stickosaurus. Stanley has tried out some names for his stick, like Starry and Moon, but those names were all the wrong shape. For a while he liked Stirry, but that is better for a spoon.
What about Sticky?
Sticky's a good name. Stanley's stick is good for writing in the sand, in languages only Stanley can understand. Well, we can see what he's done here. I think he's written it all back to front. It says Stanley was here. And 4 times now he has used his stick to pick up slugs from pathways, platforms and pavement, thus saving them from a fate worse than feet. Stanley's friend Bertie has some string, and sometimes they tie the string to the stick's end and go pretend fishing. Because the fisher pretend, no fish get hurt, says Bertie. So here is Stanley standing on the station, Stockport Station, taking his stick for a short stay at the side of the sea with his mum and dad. The train pulls in. Down at the sea, Stanley goes to the side of the tide. His folks take stock of Stanley standing in the sand, stick in hand. What is he doing? Maybe the boy thinks it's time for the stick to be taken for someone else to enjoy. Stanley hurls his stick into the wide tide. Gosh, with a tiny splosh for something that has been so big in Stanley's days. The sea picks up the stick and tucks it into itself. Stanley is stickless. The next morning, back at their spot on the beach, the tide is out. Stanley treads towards the spreading sea. Boats ride sea back out on the distance. Stanley decides to look for interesting sticks, for other sticks which have been carried twiggy back upon the turning tide. Soon he stumbles upon a stick alone upon the shore. It is quite different from the stick he had before. It is wonky. The stick is an unusual saxophone. Stanley thinks of home and begins to blurt a tune for Bertie. Now Stanley stares at the sea through his stick telescope. It's wonky. And this stick, Stanley knows the name of. It is called Fantastic. A fantastic. Stanley's fantastic. And that's the end of the story.
And it tells